Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Look at the balls that I've grown. Just filming in public in 2020 because who cares? So I got my mask here in case anybody comes within 6 feet of me, but it is a beautiful day in Socrates Sculpture Park in Astoria, and I wanted to address a few things because some things have been pissing me off. So guys, we're like 6 months into this pandemic, and there are just some things happening within the fitness industry that I do not approve of, and I have seen them with my clients, I have seen it with other instructors and studios, and a lot of it happens in the comments of the videos that I post. So today I do just want to take the time to address some of the things that I hate. Let's go. All right, guys, so one of the things that I consistently get in arguments with people about, specifically on this video right here in the comments, is the word tone. I talked a lot in the video about the word and how much I freaking despise it. And people have commented on the video that I sound mean, I sound sarcastic, but you know what? I'm gonna stand by my opinion on this because it is based in science. So you will hear a lot of people say,
I just want to tone. I don't want to build muscle, I just want to tone.
Guys, your muscle is already toned. So it is just covered with skin and fat. That is just science, all right? If you were to rip all of the skin and fat off of your body, your muscles would be very toned. Now, what you're talking about when you say, I want to get toned, is that you want to build muscle. It's literally just a buzzword that has been marketed specifically toward women, which is super frustrating. And it kind of feeds into all of this idea with women in fitness that we're supposed to be tiny and we're supposed to take less space and be smaller. So when in reality, the science behind it is that to tone your muscle is just to build it. We have to use a different word for men because we're supposed to be small and petite and tiny and delicate, when that's like complete bullshit. Now that you know what it means to tone your muscle, which just means to build it, the most efficient way to build muscle is resistance training, progressive overload. That is literally scientifically proven. Now with progressive overload, the easiest way to do this is just by progressively adding more weight or increasing the load or the intensity of your workout, but you can increase the intensity in other ways. Just specifically adding weight is the most easy way to go about that. Now, once you've built the muscle, this toning that we're talking about, or seeing the muscle, is something completely different. So that comes with shedding some of the fat around the muscle. Now, if we're talking about any type of tissue loss, we are talking about nutrition. I always tell my clients that seeing a change in your body is 80% nutrition and then 20% exercise, sleep, stress, all of that other stuff. And I'm probably being really generous with that 20%. Just a heads up. So when you see all of these brands using the words tone and lean and lengthen, just know those are buzzwords. And look at what brands are doing that. The brands are specifically geared toward women, I would say 99% of the time. And another thing that people will comment on my videos is saying, well, if they lift heavier, they're gonna get bulky. I can't believe like we're still having this argument. So guys, getting bulky, especially for women, you would have to be, again, it comes down to nutrition. You would have to be in such a calorie surplus or an energy surplus to see that kind of change. And when I say lift heavy, I'm not telling you to deadlift 300 pounds. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you to pick up something heavier than a 10-pound weight. When a lot of people I talk to don't pick up anything higher than a 5-pound weight because they think it's gonna make them bulky. And look, you can totally like lift a 5-pound weight and do bicep curls with it, and you would just have to do so much more work to see a change. Like, if you want to build your biceps up with 5-pound weights, you would have to do so many more reps, you would have to hit so many more different angles, it would take so much more time, rather than if you just doubled that weight. I mean, it would be night and day how much time it takes you to get there. Hold on. All right, so another big one that I've been seeing a lot of is the COVID-19. And we're not talking about like a virus, we're talking about someone gaining 19 pounds or just gaining weight during a pandemic. So I see it happening in two ways. I see people saying it about themselves, to which I just say, like, go a little easier on yourself. We're in a pandemic and people are going through unemployment situations, and I just want you to like have a little bit more love and respect and like gratitude for yourself. And I know that's so hard to hear and say, especially from someone who like literally works out for a living. But I hate that mindset of like talking down about yourself. And I know that people do it a lot. I know that people will do it a lot kind of as like a defense mechanism, but I don't know. It makes me feel, I want you to think more of yourself. So I hate hearing it in that way. So the other way that I've been hearing it, which is a little more concerning, I have been seeing and hearing studios and fitness instructors using that as a way for people to sign up for their classes. No, for so many reasons. Like, number one, this was not okay pre-pandemic. You cannot entice people to come to your classes or work out with you by making them feel guilty about food or feel bad about their weight. Ugh, like, it's just not okay. I am not an expert in things that have to do with disordered eating, but we just need to be a little more sensitive to people's journey with that. I've seen studios doing it too. And also, like, here's the deal. When you're signing up for a workout class, you're not signing up for a nutrition class. You're signing up for a workout class. So when I hear people saying things like working off the donuts or earning that mimosa or things like that, like maybe not everyone's goal is even weight loss. Maybe their goal is just to move and feel good and do something that they enjoy, and then they're being bombarded with all of this like right and wrong or good and bad between food. It doesn't work that way. And speaking of not working that way, 100 squats don't equal a burger. 50 push-ups don't equal a donut. Like, that's just literally not how the body works. So if you have a fitness instructor saying to you, like, if you do this workout real strong, you're gonna work off that we ate last night. That's not how it works. That's not how the body works. You shouldn't trust that person, and you shouldn't be giving them your money. People are probably gonna be pissed about it, but I'm just sick and tired of it. Like, what freaking year is it? Also, let's also just step back and discuss, like, using without the COVID-19. Millions of people have died from this. Like, can we have a little more sensitivity? Thank you. Also, like, most of these group fitness instructors, to my knowledge, are you certified? Are you a registered dietitian? Are you a certified like nutrition coach? No. Stop talking about food. You don't actually know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so that actually does bring me into another thing that I just want to touch on quickly. This idea of like certification and being educated. I value education, and I value people who value education. And I really admire people like that. I have always been someone who loves learning. I will fully admit, like, I'm not all knowledgeable. I'm learning something every day, but I'm taking that time to educate myself. And I took the time to become a NASM certified personal trainer and nutrition coach because I wanted to make sure that I actually know what I'm talking about and that I have the qualifications to support what I'm saying. There's a huge trend of people who are giving fitness advice, nutrition advice, and workout programs that are not qualified and do not have certifications. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't partake in their programs, that you shouldn't support these people because, like, good for them. They love fitness as I do, and they want to educate and inspire and motivate people. But I just want you to know that, like, having a degree or a certification is an option. And there are people out there who do have these things. And just because you have a six-pack doesn't mean that you are qualified to teach other people how to get that. And, a lot of people will argue with me like, yeah, but their stuff works. And number one, maybe it does. Maybe it works. Number two, what does works mean? Because works for me, like, I'm not one with my clients or with myself. I'm not one to set a goal that's just like, I want to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks so that I can go to the beach and look snatched. If you want to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks, I'll tell you how to do that. Cut your calories in half, do a shit ton of cardio, and you're going to look great at the beach. And then when that's not sustainable, you're going to double the weight gain back. Anyway, think about long term. So when I say, like, does something work, I'm thinking more longevity. I'm thinking more correction from inside out. Here come some people. And let's say people are like, I did so-and-so's 2-week challenge and saw the best results of my life. I just want to ask these people, what were you doing before? Because here's another thing that is literally based in science, okay? If you were doing nothing before, and then you go to anything, you have then increased your energy expenditure. that means you will scientifically lose weight. And it worked, okay? No, sorry? Oh, yeah, just for a few minutes.
No, my name's Jake, I'm security.
Oh, it's just for me, sorry.
Okay, how you feel?
Oh, good. Thanks. So, at the end of the day, I'm just saying that science will tell you that if you go from doing nothing or doing something different and then do a program that is something or different, you will see a change. So it will work. But again, everything that I preach is so much of like fixing things and corrective and working inside out and working functionally. So, all right, in the words of Motor Mouth Maybell, let's wrap this mother up. Final thing that I want to address is actually something that one of my clients asked me during one of our workouts, and she's definitely going to watch this and she'll be like, oh, I sparked this whole tirade. It's a good thing because I've actually had other people asking too. So I just see people ask this, and I've been asked it before, does this workout count? So this is a mindset shift. So guys, not every workout needs to leave you drenched, dying, completely sore, like you can't move the next day. If you're working out like that every single time, you're doing something wrong. You're going way too hard, okay? Because your body is not ever going to adapt. It's just going to like survive. Just if you're going that hard, you're gonna like destroy yourself. And it's not gonna be sustainable, and you're not gonna wanna keep moving. So that's the other thing. You know, not every workout also needs to be like lifting as heavy as you can or running as far as you can or getting your heart rate up to its peak as much as you can. We can break this down in two different ways. We can start with just the science of it. You know, metabolically, you have, how do I say this without getting super confusing and into way too much detail because this video is already too long. Okay, so your body uses lots of different metabolic pathways or ways to use oxygen, we'll just say. You want to be as metabolically diverse as possible. You know, if I were to just sprint over to the front of this park, that would take me about 10 seconds. That would use one metabolic pathway. If I was to run around for 30 seconds, that's another metabolic pathway. If I were to go run 3 miles, that's a completely other metabolic pathway. So you want to make sure that you're training all of them to be the most functional and metabolically diverse. It is the most efficient way to train. It's going to make you the most well-rounded, the healthiest, and it's going to do a lot for you in the long run. So now if we're just talking about the mindset of, does this workout count, or did this workout count? You know, I just encourage people to stop thinking about their workouts as something they need to check off the list, or the number of calories that they got to burn that day. You know, think of your workout just as movement. Like, me and my husband have rollerblades. We just go rollerblading sometimes. Am I going to count that as like, ooh, I got my leg day in, or I got my cardio in? No, I'm going to be like, cool, I moved my body and I got off the couch today. Like, that's just how I want most people to start thinking about movement. I find that a lot of people do get obsessive, like me, with tracking food. When a lot of people like track their workouts, they do tend to get really obsessive with it, whether it's with the calories relating back to food, whether it's making sure that they hit all of their splits and their split days. I think that if we can take a step back and then see if we can put some of that tracking back in later, that is a smarter way to work and a smarter way to stay motivated and, you know, just keep longevity with this. This is, in my opinion, a lot of reasons why you see people yo-yo diet, yo-yo exercise. They can't stick with something because they put too much pressure on themselves. And they put this pressure on themselves to be perfect and hit everything perfectly. When, like, you're not going to be perfect forever. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. I'm just going to leave you all here because... So definitely, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ask me questions in the comments. I will for sure throw some science at you. Love doing it. See you next time.